Oh, where's my phone? Where's the phone? Do, do, do. Oh, I gotta turn my phone off. There we go. Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's Jeanette from Raccoon Creations. Come on in. We are now live. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Patty. Where am I hearing myself?
I don't know what you do.
I don't know. I give up. Do, 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 do. Everybody sprinkle. Hi, Richard. So, Richard, obviously you got the text right away. We're testing some things. Sometimes people say they don't get the text for like a half an hour or so. Sometimes they get it right away. So obviously tonight you got it right away.
Hi, Reba.
Hi, Reba.
Hi, Richard. Hi, Tammy.
So everybody please sprinkle the love. Wish I could keep my groups in order.
You can put your apron on.
I don't need my apron. I'm making bows. We're making bows. Hi, Midge. I want $1 every time he says jinx.
No, that would be I get $1.
No, I want $1.
No.
Yes.
That's not how it works.
Why isn't that how it works?
Because I won.
It's my live.
But I won. And it's our live.
Okay, it's our. Okay, then you get 50 cents and I get 50 cents. Hi, Roz. You had texted me a minute before, but you got it after you sent it. Is that what you're saying? He sent the text before.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Vincent.
Hi, Vincent. How's everybody doing tonight? Ready to make some bows? Listen, if you haven't seen my new shop, my area, my room.
It's still not big enough.
It's still not big enough. Floyd's like, oh, we got plenty of room. We can do this and this and this and this and this. It fills up. He's like, it's already full. We got a couple more fixtures to get, but
it's pretty much full.
He made me a little triangle fixture for bows. Yeah, we put signs on them.
I'm gonna have to tell the owners that we need to expand, knock out a wall.
Knock out a wall, take over half of his workroom.
No, it'd be the rest of his workroom.
The rest of his workroom.
He already took over half of it.
Oh, that's true. So, hope you guys are doing well tonight. We have had a very exhausting week. Thanks, Roz.
Oh, this has been a horrible week.
Horrible week. A couple bows. We'll see how many we can get done. So you went resupply shopping tonight. Ooh, that's fun.
Sticker shop.
You know, Richard, they're raising the prices on everything, especially if you're going to buy like retail, like brick and mortar store. I went through and was looking at like Trendy Tree and Reese Shop, and they really haven't raised their prices a whole lot.
Oh, it's coming.
So get it now while it's good. Of course, it costs you more to get to the store and gas than it does to buy the stuff. Thank you, Richard. So, okay. So, do you want me to make a funky bow and maybe just do it slower? Because you guys see me make a funky bow once in a while. Sometimes I already have my bows made. So, I have a couple projects. Hi, Precious. A couple projects in mind. Pulled out some ribbon. Of course, I always pull out too much ribbon, but you got to be prepared. So if you want to see a funky bow, or we could start with, who do I buy from? I buy from Craft Outlet, Reese Shop, Trendy Tree. I have a couple wholesalers. If you have a vendor's license, Sims Pottery, Deco Exchange, White Bayou, Waterman's Loft. There you go, Raj. You know, I haven't bought mesh other than I bought a few rolls of like fabric mesh, but I haven't bought mesh for probably 4 months. Maybe a roll here and there. So
That just means she already had too much.
well, see, you got to be prepared for times like this. Hi, Jenny. All right, let's start with a 3-2-1 bow. So some people call it a 3-2-1, a blast off bow, a long tail bow. But basically, it has 3 ribbons in it. So Floyd's gonna drop you down. I have special orders in these special colors I don't have. Yeah, I know when that stinks. Drop it. Drop it like it's hot.
All right, I'm gonna bail on you for a few minutes. I'm in the middle of a. That's why I'm so late getting in here.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of a special project.
Uh-oh, he's in the middle of a special project. Hi, Pam. He's bailing on me. So my wholesaler does not have a good supply. I was noticing a lot of them still do. Hi, Stephanie. We're doing your favorite thing tonight, Stephanie. We're making bows. She's like, oh boy. She's excited. I have red? Come on, I gotta have red. Oh, there we go. I'm almost out of white pipe cleaners, but I got red. Okay. Oh, cool. Hi, Lori. How are you doing? Hi, Francine. All right. So basically a blast off bow or a 3-2-1, and that's why it's called blast off, because you go 3, 2, 1. Your least favorite thing, but that's why I'm doing it. No cussing involved. I beg to differ, because I've been there with you when you made the bows. So anyway, so a blast off bow or a 3-2-1, I used to call it 3-2-1, usually has long tails. So I would go, you could go anywhere from 10 on. Yeah. Hi, Paula. So let's do 10, 12. Let's do a 12-inch tail. Why did I almost cut that? That'd been bad. Hi, Monica. So I pinch. This is, we talked about this before. I don't put in here and then twist. Not, well, I twisted the wrong way, but I have a problem doing that because of my hand. So this is how I have found that I like to make bows. No name bows. Hey, somebody asked me on my live one night when I was making a bow. They're like, what's the name of that bow? And I said, it's the Jeanette bow, because I just put as many ribbons in as I want to, and I stop. So, but we're going to start with a 12-inch tail, and I twist and then I slide in. So the biggest thing that I have found, number one, I dovetail as I go or else I forget. And this is a very thick ribbon. It's not like Ferris silk or nothing like that, but it's a double-sided ribbon. You know, the one that Floyd got into before I did, the yellow. So when I twist, I want to make sure that I can see my edges. Everything's all nice and good and flat. See if I can make this sideways. So I put it down in instead of pinching here, because you got to be able to measure. So you have your marks, and I love the Deluxe Bow Maker just because it's easy, really, because it's got all your marks on it. I put my hands, you can either put your hands in here, and your side will hit what size loop you want. Now, you don't want to pull it over real tight, or else your loops won't be a full 6 inches. Particularly this ribbon is really stiff. We can just loop it over, and then I scrunch. Now, what's the difference in scrunching and then just twisting it? That's the way I do it. Especially on a really thick ribbon. So when I twist it, I want to make sure, again, I can see both sides of my ribbon. I'm always pushing down in the middle. You always want to push, push, push. Now, a lot of people, I watch them, they just like flop, 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 and they still make pretty bows. You have to find out what's right for you. So this bow is going to end up being a ladybug bow. So here's my 6-inch mark. So we're just going to make sure, you don't want to make sure it's over, under, you want to make sure it's right at the 6. You can adjust a little bit. Hey, Angie. Oh, I twisted the wrong way. Listen, it's been one of those weeks. I have to work a half a day tomorrow because my father-in-law decided to have the funeral on Thursday. And we all get 3 days of bereavement, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And he's like, nope, Thursday. And I'm like, oh, you're killing us. Oh, well. So anyway, tomorrow will be the end of our very stress. So we got 1 and 1. We're going to do 3 loops on each side. So when I call out a bow, 3, 2, 1, that means we're making 3 loops on each side of the bow, then 2, and then 1. That's how you call out the loops. You don't count like this wouldn't be a 2, it's 1. So once you get the first loop at a good mark, you can just use that as I do it sometimes, especially if I'm talking at the same time, not paying attention. So when I twist, I'm also down here looking to make sure that I haven't let my loop get bigger than the one below it. I must have twisted the wrong way. That's why my ribbon's all bound up. That's how I have found that I can make my ribbons tight in the middle and still, you know, not have them all twisted in the middle or overlapping. So we got to do 1 more set of loops. If I get all untwisted here. Again, I'm just using those loops below me. Now, if you want to use that number, kick your loops out of the way. Say, get out of the way. So I want to use my numbers. I want to see them. I want to know that I'm making a 6-inch loop. Just kick them out of the way. You can put them back where they go. Now, when I first started making bows, everything stacked up on top of each other. Everything. Now, of course, as I make bows now, I don't do that. I move them as I go. And then you have my little trick to keep everything from flying away. Now, I'm not going to measure this. If you feel like you need to measure, get you a little ruler out here. So we did a 12-inch over there. Guess what? This is 12 inches, so you can hold it out here and cut it. Or you can hold, well, it must not be 12. 12? Yeah. It's about 10. The new Easy Bow Maker makes more sense. How does it make more sense, Roz? Because it's the same thing, just designed a little. I mean, it's wider, it's longer. The dowel rods are plastic and come up the bottom, but it's basically the same bow maker. I do put a little piece of rug ripper underneath mine so I can stop sliding all over the place. I'm not buying the new one because that one means I have to buy 7 of them for when I teach class because I have 7 bow makers. So, see, I cut that one shorter. I don't care. Yeah, I thought so. It'd be all right. But see, I like my tails not the same size. If it makes too much nest, I'll just cut that one shorter. So here is where I will start forming my bow. It's easier in my mind now to start doing it. Number one, you'll have a natural flow of this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. You know how they were put into the bow maker. Hi, Bianca. Don't worry about fluffing them up too much because you know what? You're going to flatten them. Okay? And this is really thick ribbon. There you go. Happy accident. Hi, Nancy. But that's why I tend not to put my tails the same size, because you have happy accidents. So I'm going to go really bold. I'm going to go you got a bow maker at Goodwill? Is it like this one? So I used to be very scared of mixing patterns. I would never, ever, ever do this together. Never. It had to be like a print and a solid, a print and a solid. And you know what? A lot of times that is good, but it's not fun. So yeah, this is the Deluxe Easy Bow Maker. There's some that just say Easy Bow Maker. It's pretty much the same thing, other than some of them have a little this little thing down here. You can make like flower out of satin ribbon. So I'm going all out and I'm doing a stripe against the diagonal. Wow, Kelly. Did you buy all three? I would have. So I usually, when I start making my bow after that, I start just, this is how I measure my tails. You don't have to be precise. You want to make sure that your edges are pointed down. If you point them up, it's going to make your ribbon curl in and give you a pleat in the middle of your bow. So when I add another ribbon, I'm always pushing down. Pushing down, pushing down. Me too, when we sold them. See how I keep my finger in the middle? So on this one, we're going to go down to 5. Now there is 5 on the edge of the bow maker. Your numbers are on top and your numbers are on side. So I'm putting my finger where my 5 is. 2 of them. Hey, you always need a spare. I just have 6. We're sitting at the yacht club one night with friends for dinner, and we were talking about bow makers because I was having a class with my friend, and she's like, "Are we gonna make the bows too?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, how are we gonna do that?" And I'm like, "I bought 6 bow makers." And he's like, "You did what?" Yeah, forgot to tell you. It's a business expense. So this one, we're going to do 2 loops. Yeah, we have a yacht club. Like, it's by a lake, not an ocean or nothing. But it's called yacht club. Country club, yacht club. We'll go out there, have dinner, play cards. That's where the boat's docked. Our friend's boat. Okay, pinch, pinch, pinch. And then I pick it up and I twist it. So we're done. We're 2 loops. So we're done with that. So we'll close that off. And then this is the time where you can run to the restroom, get your kid a drink. That's why I like the clothespin. Not too bad, Roz. Oh, my poor little granddaughter, the 7-year-old that brought it home from school, they thought she had it again. Here, she's got a double ear infection. Then they tested her for strep. She's just sicky. Poor little kid. That Walmart is no longer going to pay you for 5 days if you get COVID after the end of the month. So you're going to have 2 loops on this section, and they're going to go in between. So here's your reds, and then your green's going to go right in between them. Listen, then people put their pants on just like I do. So I got a ladybug. I was looking for my red ladybug, but I don't know where it's at. I might have used the rest of it. But so I had a green one. Now I always put my ribbon on counterclockwise because you're bringing it around to you. Yeah, a lot of people, they don't pay, but Walmart had been paying. Aw. Yeah, it went through the whole house. Thanks, Kathy. Except for my grandson. And I'm like, why didn't you get it? And he goes, I stayed in my room. But yeah, he didn't get it. They don't have a yacht. They got a pontoon boat. It's the lower class yacht club. They have sailboats out there, though. Oh, Richard, there isn't anybody better in the world better than us. Yes, they may have a better job. They may make more money than us, but so my mailbox swag I made in my private group, I think I started at 7 inches. And there again, it kind of depends on what kind of bow you're making, how stiff your ribbon is. If you're making kind of like a tree topper bow that would go on top for a mailbox, I had mine on a swag that went around the mailbox and then you connected it underneath. It kind of depends on if you're just using a bow. Oh, never said better. Okay. If you're just using a bow, I would make it kind of like a tree topper bow. And there again, do you have a big mailbox? Do you have a small mailbox? Or just, the average? Yeah, friends of ours have a really, really nice one. Last year, we all went out, and I don't remember. Well, in fact, they have a little boat that they attach to the big boat, so a couple of the teenagers could sit in it, and then there's this standard size between 6 and 7 inches. Hi, Jamie. So this is our last loops for this bow. So it's 6, 5, 4. You could do 7, 6, 5. You could do 7, 5.5, 4.5. It's kind of up to you. You don't have to just always go in certain increments. Of course, you're going to have a bigger division if you jump more than an inch. You're welcome, Reba. But I like the look of a tree topper bow on top of a mailbox. If you're just doing the bow. So I kind of still do use my marks. You can also, if you want to do it this way, not on this one, Tammy. You can if you want to. So if you can't see, I can't see all my numbers if you just bring them up. Even if I got that clothespin there, I still got to go on both sides of it. So just make sure that your loops are even. Oh, nice. Okay, so the reason this one's called a blast off or 3, 2, 1, you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1. Now, Tammy was asking about the center loop. You can do just a center loop in the middle of this. a 1 inch, and you basically, the tails go on each side. Let's see here. Where? Oh, okay. So I have the same thing, you know. Kelly, it's not always so easy. I didn't have it easy when I first started, so you just got to keep practicing. So if I wanted to put a center loop in this, well, this is kind of thick to be doing it. So basically, you're going to put it in, okay? And you're going to make one little loop. And your tails are going to be on the same side of the peg. And you would go like that and have, maybe 1.5 inches. Now, I don't particularly want to put this in there because I've already got the same ribbon. But that's how you do a center loop. And then as you fluff, this goes in the middle. And your tails, you can go from pull one on one side, one on the other. So I like to use zip ties. Always make sure you're getting all your tails on the right side of the pegs. I have zip tied my bow to the bow maker. Yeah, once you get it, no, I can't go skating anymore. I'll just sit and watch. So I prefer to use zip ties because I can get it tighter than I can a pipe cleaner. But if you're also making a really thick bow where you're going to see the zip tie or pipe cleaner in the middle, the center loop helps out with that. Oh, that's so thick you can't even get a pin. Okay. So some people use 2 pipe cleaners, twist them together, and then that's what they put around it. I don't. Now, I've never seen anybody make bows the way I do. So I can't lift this up and squeeze it and do my zip tie all at the same time. It's just not in my nature. So you always have to find out what's best for you. Okay, so I got my zip tie here. It's fairly snug, not too bad. Thank you, Patty. So I actually grab it with both hands and I push down really hard. Now here's where people would hold it with one hand. Mine does the same thing. The stack, this is your stack. Don't blow your stack. And then I tighten it up a little bit more. It's not all the way tight, but I have it snug against that stack where my stuff isn't going to move around a lot. So it'll sit there and I can move it around. Okay. So the biggest thing is I'm going to hold on to the middle and I want to pull all my tails to the middle. If you just went and zipped it up tight, your tails are going to be like pointed all different directions. Okay, so you want them all in the middle. And then you're going to spread these out as far as you want them. And then these are going to go, see how where I have, oh, I had a little bit of tuck under. This is when you can fix that. And then our single loop just goes straight across. He stepped out of the room. He had a special project. I have no idea what he's gotten himself into. I'm sure he's over there listening. If he was in here, he wouldn't be quiet. It's not his nature. Okay, so we have our loops where we want them. We have our tails pointing down. Now we're going to flip it over. Now, if you flip it over and your tails move, that means you didn't tighten up your zip tie or pipe cleaner tight enough to begin with. I mean, it's still loose. I can still pull it back and forth. But now is when we're going to tighten up like there's no tomorrow. Another key thing is the zip ties use 18 pounds. If you use like those 50 and 70-pound zip ties, they're going to be really thick and really wide. And that's what's also going to cause you to be able to see it in the middle. If you use 18 pounds, that is plenty strong enough. Because if you're pulling on that and you can bust that 18 pounds, it's stronger than a lot of people. So I leave my zip tie on there. I hold it as a handle. So when I have bows laying around here that I made, it's still got that on there because I'll have to refluff it before I use it. So run your fingers along the wired edge because you're using wired ribbon. See how it curls it? Hi, Michelle. So now we got lots of curls and they bounce up. Okay, and then we're going to start fluffing it is a good handle for fluffing. So I'm just running my hands. I put my hand in here like this. Now I'm just running my hand around. I'm making that roundness. Now this is a really thick one, so it's going to hold its loop. You might get some loosey-goosey ones that are kind of linen. I like my favorite ribbon to use, all-purpose, is canvas ribbon. Now there's the fancier Ferris Silk, D. Stevens, blah, 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 blah. I'm not paying $40 for a roll of ribbon unless I'm keeping the wreath. Because my clientele doesn't pay that. Now, if somebody says, I want that ribbon in my bow or in my wreath, they're going to pay for it. But this one was only like $12. So now we're just going to go around and do that. Some people fluff up, top to bottom, bottom to top. Actually, fluff this one first. I don't have a rhyme to my reason. We'll flip it around here. Now, because I put a very, very stiff ribbon on the back. Oh, $10 is average, Richard. Canvas, Jenny. So like if you go, not a whole lot of websites do it, but if you go to like Craft Outlet, on the sidebar, you can sort wired, canvas. I like to buy stuff in 50-yard rolls because, it's cheaper that way. And so I'll sort it that way, see what they have that I want to order. Linen is another one. It's a little bit lighter than canvas. Most of the time, it's not too bad. I hate satin, but I will buy it because a lot of times the satin ribbon has these cutesy little patterns on them. That's where they get you. I really don't like websites that won't tell you what kind of ribbon it is. Thank you, Roz. And here is our bow. Now, if you don't want them to curl that much, you can just undo them. But it does look really nice when you put it onto your wreath and your tails are curling back down under into your wreath. But that is a 3, 2, 1. And we'll put that. I always like to use my stiffest ribbon on the back. And either my theme. We do have a little bit of ribbon, Roz. Last year I ordered from Craig Bachman, and I ordered a bunch that time. I have more Christmas ribbon than anything, but we still do have what's on the website. It's a lot of neutrals, farmhouse ribbon. So there's that. Okay, let's do a 2-1-2 bow. Thank you, Jamie. So who does not know what a 2-1-2 bow is? That's the only thing I know it by. So for a 2-1-2, I usually have 3. And this is how I lay out my ribbons. When you're doing bows, you want to pick out all your ribbons that usually match your sign. Now, if you're backwards like me, I pick out my ribbon, and if I don't have a sign, I make one to match. But, you know, I have that luxury. That's how Floyd sold me to get the sublimation printer. One day I was struggling. I couldn't find a sign. I wanted to use a certain ribbon. I didn't have anything to match. He's like, if you bought the sublimation printer, we can make you a sign. You like the this one? I have 50 yards. If you want some, I'll sell you some of it. Or that one. I have 2 rolls of this too. If you want some, I'll sell you some. I did a lot of that over at my shop. If you saw the video, there's little baskets that have either 2 yards or 5 yards of ribbon. Because sometimes if like somebody wanted to make a farm wreath, you're not going to make 20 of them. You're only going to make maybe 1, maybe 2. So they don't want a lot of ribbon. So let's do, I've never mixed brown cow print and black and brown together, but we're going to do it tonight because I have a sign that I made. I don't think I've listed it. I listed a few signs today. But you need to have, I hate putting the satin on the top. I don't want, ouch! The 2 roll, oh, this one? Oh, yeah. I'll figure out how much it'll be a yard and you can let me know how much you want. Because I have like 80 yards of it. So when you're putting your ribbons together, now I've kind of done a no. So we're going to do a farmhouse. You're supposed to put, like, I would call this like a, I know I like to feel mine too, but Craft Outlet in particular, if you can sort it by the canvas, I haven't been let down by them. The only thing I don't like is the spring plaids. And the gingham and spring plaids always are a thinner material and just drives me nuts. So I call this more not a solid. What do you mean cow print? Yeah, cow print. Moo. So I call this my pattern, and this is more plain-ish. Oh, I don't have. No, I need the green in there. See, I don't want to put the satin on top, so we'll do it that way. So then I take them and stack them in order that I already picked out. Now, and then I'll make my bow. So this is 7 ribbons. 3 of them are 2.5 inch. 4 of them are 1.5 inch. And this is the one where I tell the story where I blew my stack and I just shut the light off, closed the door. This is the one. What's your special project you're working on?
Don't worry about it.
He told me not to worry about it.
It didn't work, so don't worry about it.
Oh, it wasn't a happy accident. All right, so we're going to start with our pattern. Hi, Amy. Do you want to see the last bow we made? Here's our little cute ladybug. I thought I had red and black ladybug, but I'm going to use it all. Oh, there's something else I need. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Want, not need.
I need ladybug. Okay, so remember counterclockwise because your ribbon's going to come up to here. He was in his room doing something, experimenting, research and development is what he calls it, but he's not telling me what it is because it failed.
I'm not done with it yet. I'm wore out.
Oh, he's wore out. We've had a hard couple days. So
Emotionally and physically draining week.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm back, Roz.
Okay, we're gonna try 12 inches again, right? So pinch, twist, put in. Now this is like a half between a linen and a canvas. It's kind of stiff. Now these are like the tri-colored ones. I don't have any out here tonight. The wire isn't real thick, but it does hold its shape. Paul wants to know if is it ribbon to match the signs.
No.
Does it involve wood?
No.
Ooh. It was snowing here today, Richard.
Yes, it did.
It is a surprise, Roz.
Well, it has nothing to do with our business. It's a personal thing.
Oh, I think I know what it is. I have been designing ribbon tails to go with some of the signs. We just gotta, after this week, we'll get back in the groove and so we're going to do a 6-inch loop. 6 inches is my go-to. The only time I usually go out to a 7 is a tree topper, a mailbox, or a 4-inch is when I usually go to 7. Paula says she can't wait. I don't want no more snow. I am so tired of this cold, hot, cold, warm. It hurts. Yes, Richard, I saw it. Like he needs another toy. He gives the true meaning of boys and their toys. When I grew up, it was a boy and his toy was usually his truck. Okay. So my loop got away from me because I didn't hold my finger in there. Yeah, I don't want my hand in too many cookie jars. The lid might slam down on my fingers. So we're going to do 2 loops. 2 on each side. So remember when we haul it out. Ew. I'm barefooted year round, Amy. Though the older I get, the more I wear socks. I can do those mats, Richard. Just take me longer. He actually bought some mats last year. We just never did anything with them. So we have 2 loops on each side. I bought this ribbon because we went into Fresh the Market is the name of the shop that we're in. We got a bigger spot this year. It's 9x13 room. You would think a 9x13 room, that's big. Oh, I went from a 3x5 to a 9x13 room. I could put all kinds of stuff in there.
Still out of room.
Still out of room. You like this ribbon? It's cute. Okay. Oh, I didn't do it.
Because right now, what we have in that room is just wreath stuff and signs. We haven't put any of the new projects in there yet.
So this is directional ribbon.
Ah!
And this drives me nuts. So I can't have my chickens and my cows going south and some going north and east and west. Okay. So
I just think she overthinks it. Just make the bow and go with it.
No, I'm not making the bow and going with it. It drives me nuts.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Okay, so we got to start with our hands. Wreaths do take up a lot of space. So here's my 12-inch mark, and I do not do hand bows. I used to carry a really little purse, and now I carry a big Calvin Klein purse. Yeah, we have that effect on people. Okay, so we want a 6-inch loop.
Well,
Hi,
Stacy.
Stacy.
Yes, you are really late.
So if we want a 6-inch loop, we want to measure out 12 inches. And then
Richard
we're going to...
just give the bow a twist.
I am not twisting it twice. I don't do that. Okay, so my cows and chickens are... Well, the chicken's facing the pig anyway. So we're not going to twist it, though, in the middle. We're going to measure another 12 inches. Now see my chicken, and my chicken's facing the right way. But I don't like it. Nope, can't do that. Okay, so we're facing this way. 12 more inches. Here's my second. This kills my hand. I'm gonna flip it around this way.
Y'all better get her to do all the fancy bows that you want her to make before she has her surgery, because you ain't gonna get that out of me.
This is where I have a hard time.
I do Floyd bows. That's it.
So then you take it, you stick it down in here before it falls apart.
Just that.
So look, my cows and my chickens. Oh, then you got to cut off this one.
Jamie wants to know, how do you get the tails to be the same though without cutting it?
You can't. You have to cut it, which is what I was just going to get ready to do. You won't be able to tell though.
Yep, lots of Floyd bows, Richard. Probably at least 3 or 4 weeks worth.
Well, I can make some bows now, and then you can use them. So we're going to cut her tail, and then we're just going to scrunch it up here at the top. You can't see it. And you stick it in there. Now, if you did that on top, of course, you'd be able to see it. But since we've got more, now all of our cows are going north.
Why aren't they going east?
They are up top. Got my loops going. I had one that got smaller.
Oh, it's all right, Debbie. There's other people here just as late as you are.
Stacey. Hi, Debbie. Don't you be giving Stacy grief. Okay. No more directional after this. Nothing wrong with Floyd bows. The last ones have been really good.
She's just jealous.
Okay.
Well, you can look at that 2 different ways, Richard. They don't really have more tails. They have less loops.
Well, no, yours you have more tails because you're doing a loop with 2 tails, then a loop and 2 tails.
It's all right, Stacy. I was just giving you some crap. We still love you
Debbie.
even when you're late.
Ah.
Gotta make that money.
So I've never put black and brown cow print together. Hi, Kathy. Welcome. You want to learn to make bows? Well, this is the live for you. Okay, so our first ones were at 6 inches. We are only going to go down like less than a finger width because we're putting 7 ribbons in here. You're dying. Don't die.
Amy, have you not watched us before?
You've been here before. This ain't nothing new. I have people tell me I talk too much. Don't like it. Move on. I do have one, Jamie. I made one. That's why I had the idea. This is the fun class. Oh, I didn't need to twist. So we'll do 2 and then 1. Yes. Now, I've had this for a while. Now, this is 100 feet. No problem. I will design. That's right. This cost me 55 cents a yard. That's all it cost me.
And she bought 2 rolls of it.
And I accidentally bought 2 rolls of it.
We have a lot of it.
One of the girls wants to buy some. I said, I'll sell you some. I told you that's how Floyd sold me on buying the Sawgrass printer was I can design my own signs. I made this one customer, she cried. She's like, I'm crying. I'm like, oh my God, I screwed up her sign. Ballet dancer. She sent me a picture just to show me what her daughter looked like, and I put it in the background of the sign. She's like, oh my God, I'm crying. And she loved it. White milk cows, chocolate milk cows.
Yeah, we had the same thing.
Yep. I am barefoot.
99.9% of the time.
Yep.
She's almost as bad as Damon. Almost.
I'll go outside with bare feet. I grew up barefoot. Giraffe print. I made some once.
She's looking for ribbon.
We made some once.
Not giraffe ribbon.
We do have a giraffe on it.
I don't think so. I think you lost your mind.
Yeah, when I married you.
You did so willingly.
Year of insanity. I have some giraffe signs. So now we're going to put a sunflower in here because on the farm. Absolutely, Richard. I 2 years ago could not make a bow. My first wreaths did not have bows on them.
We still have a couple of them floating around here somewhere.
I haven't bought any ribbon. Have I bought any ribbon on Amazon? I bought flowers on Amazon.
We have not bought any ribbon off of Amazon. I have talked to a couple of people that have bought ribbon. Some of it was good. Some of it was not so good. The nice thing with Amazon is if you buy it and you don't like it,
return it.
Drop it off at
wherever it tells you to.
Usually Kohl's or the UPS store.
So we have a Kohl's that takes back Amazon returns and a UPS store. You just take it in there with your receipt. They just put it in a great big old box. So here's our last 2.5 inch. We're just going to go like 1 finger length or width. Amazon driver probably hates my guts because he's been putting my packages on the top step instead of up on the porch.
I reported him the last time he did it.
I was waiting for the one driving by the other day. Thank you. When I first started, I was very matchy. I had to go print, solid print. And now I have broadened my horizon. Sometimes I'll do something. I'll go, I don't know what I was thinking. It's in a pod. What's it doing in a pod, Amy? Are you moving?
Oh my. That is not a good place for your ribbon.
Ew. I was trying to make it to where all my ribbon stays in the house.
We don't have a big enough house.
I don't have a big enough house.
We have almost a 3,000 square foot house, 5 bedrooms. Well, not bedrooms anymore, but they started out as bedrooms. And
yeah,
we still have to go rent 2 storage units to put all of our craft stuff in. Crazy.
You're moving to West Virginia. That's close to me.
We're
closer. We're in Ohio. I can be in West Virginia in about.
We moved away from Angela, but closer to us.
I don't know if she knows Angela or not. Where's Dean at?
Oh, so you're in West Virginia, but all your ribbon is in California? Yeah,
Well,
that
that
would suck.
sucks.
That
I'd
would
be
be
telling
bad.
somebody to ship it to me. Going outside the box. That's right. Sometimes I go a little bit further outside the box and I have to reel myself in. But you know, like I consider this a semi pattern kind of solid-ish. It's solid within another solid. Okay, so I got a twist in there. Let's twist it out. I don't know how I got with all my tails toward me. Usually they're away from me. So now we're going to graduate down to our 1.5. Northern Central.
Richard.
Hey, that explains a lot, Richard. I have lived in 3 states: Illinois, Michigan, and Ohio. Just did a big old loop.
Technically lived in only 2, Michigan and Ohio.
This is black, Jamie. Now, sometimes on cameras, you can't tell which color it is. One night I had something blue and I looked on his monitor and it looked purple. Yep, 1. See, 2, 1, 2, 1.
You.
Richard.
In case you missed that, Richard, she stuck her tongue out at you.
It's the best I can do while on the air.
On Facebook.
And here's my satin cow print that is not my favorite, but since it's cow print, you got to use it, right? This is one of the ones I couldn't tell what it was when I ordered it. Sometimes you can tell, but a lot of times you can't. Of course, I ordered 3 rolls.
I like the brown.
Mm-hmm.
It's a decent quality ribbon. I like the pattern on it.
This one?
It's just brown, and you don't see a whole lot of brown and white cow print. Anything else? Good thing we make our own signs.
Huh.
Hi, Dawn.
It is Jamie, isn't it? Hi, Dawn. One night, I used to like watch lives. I'd have one on my computer, one on my phone, one on my tablet. That's before I started going live and having 0 time. So I don't measure after a couple ribbons. I just use the finger. See, 1, okay, 2. we're like desktop people. I know you can do everything from your phone nowadays, but I get so mad when I'm trying to list something on Etsy from my phone.
I cannot do the phone thing.
Drives us nuts.
I will occasionally watch a YouTube video on it. That's about it. The rest of the time, it's like email, texting, TikTok.
He hates that he introduced me to TikTok. Shortly after, I was sitting in the living room watching TikTok, and I started laughing or something, and he was trying to go to sleep. He's like, I so wish I wouldn't have showed you that.
She went to bed like a half an hour before I did. I thought she was asleep. So I go to bed, and all of a sudden I hear her in there cackling. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm watching TikTok.
See, you're multitasking, Debbie.
hockey game. Who's playing? I didn't know it was hockey season.
Now this is a weird, might seem a weird color to put in here.
Richard, TikTok is nothing like YouTube. Now, YouTube did start doing shorts after TikTok started, but the premise behind TikTok is like short videos, like under 30 seconds.
They're 3 minutes. You can do 3 minutes.
Used to be it was only 15 seconds.
I know.
And then they kept upping it.
So I'm putting green in here because of what's in my sign. You just don't know that yet.
I don't like the 3-minute TikTok videos. If I'm going to watch a 3-minute video, I'll watch it on YouTube.
Okay.
The same.
You do you.
I do. Richard says, oh, quickies. Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yes, Debbie, we are on TikTok. We do not have a whole lot on there as of right now.
I haven't put a bunch on there yet.
What we're doing, we don't have time.
We just don't make the time. I haven't printed the sign yet, Paula.
I knew somebody was going to ask that.
I didn't think about it.
We'll have to show you next week.
Yeah. And see, Jamie, it does, the earth tones and the farm.
Ooh, Debbie's watching the Washington Capitals.
Yeah, there's only a couple on there, Stacy. So 2, 1. Okay. It was at Christmas time. I was putting Christmas wreaths on there.
We got a few wreaths on there. We got the cat on there.
Oh yeah, you put the cat on there.
We don't have a whole lot of fancy TikTok stuff on there.
I found this yellow tonight. It was back behind something. I'm like, ooh, I need another yellow.
I was just saying, I haven't seen that one in a while.
Ha
That would come in handy on one of my last wreaths that I made.
So if you were here in the beginning, I did little baggies of folded up ribbon for the shop in 5 yards and 2 yard increments. He's helping me put stuff away today. And he goes, I didn't know you had this. I didn't know you had that one. I could have used that in my life.
I'm going to go to the shop and I'm going to raid the ribbon bin.
He goes, do I have to pay retail?
I got bad news for her. I seen a couple in there I'm going to snag. I didn't even know we had it. She's cut it up and folded it up and put it in Ziploc baggies, and I didn't even know we had it yet.
It started out in a roll. I started doing that for stuff I didn't use. Yes and no, Debbie.
The people that are really good at making TikTok videos,
yes,
spend a lot of time making those. No, she doesn't hide ribbon from me. It was behind.
I have so much of it, you just can't see it all.
Amen.
Because my ribbon racks are 6 to 8 inches deep. And so I put one sideways in the back and then one in front and then one on top. So sometimes you just don't know what's back there.
She's not bashful. She won't hide something from me. She'll just tell me I better not use it.
I got 3 rolls of mesh over there, fabric mesh. I told him not to use.
I haven't.
Yeah. It's code for I hid it from you. I hid it from myself. You try to get your kids. All my kids are out of the house. So here's that center loop we was talking about earlier. So when I do the 2-1-2 bow, I always put a center loop in there.
Maybe when I go back to crafting full time.
He does like my expensive stuff, Paula.
I don't care what the cost of it is. I go by what it looks like.
He happens to like the expensive stuff. I know, Richard, it is. Nice.
Whenever I go back to retirement or go back to doing crafting full time instead of having a regular job, I will work on more TikToks. You make over double a year what I do. It's going to be a long time before you can quit your job. Let's hit the lottery.
I'm all backwards with this tonight. Keep flipping it around. So this is one. Don't blow your stack. We're probably at a good almost 3 inches.
I'm just going to warn everybody now. If she loses that, I'm shutting the live off.
So I would never be able to pick this up like you're supposed to, or like a lot of people do. So I've got it tightened down pretty good.
You want me to hold for you while you put the zip tie on?
Nope.
That's all right. I wouldn't want to drop it anyway, then it'd be my fault.
So make sure it gets in the stack. Champagne taste beer wreath. I don't like either.
Let me say I'm somewhere in the middle. Tequila, bourbon.
Okay. So remember where that one I cut is way down here? You won't even be able to see it. Oh, cool, Roz. All right. So we got it pretty tight. I can flop it around and it's not going to go anywhere. Now we'll start.
Oh, Amy, stop.
What?
The vomit emoji.
Oh.
Oh, Amy.
Oh, I forgot to do this one. See? Tails. You want me to get you a bucket? Okay. I got one of those shoe racks that go over the door with like the little netting. It's still in the kids' room. Yes, Precious. There's 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. The 4th is just this little loop. 2.5 inch. So even though this is just like it going off to one side, it ends up being right in the middle. So here's our 2. Remember, I haven't tightened that down super duper tight yet. I have a few 2-inch ribbons. They're normally 2.5 and 1.5. And then the new fad is to use like 7/8 on the front. So you just alternate 2 and then 1, 2 and then 1. Don't be tugging on this real hard or else you might pull it out because remember we cut it. So if I have to use satin, I try to use it in the middle of the bow. Yeah, I only have a couple 7/8. I need to buy some more. I really like it for the winter. I don't want my loop that big. Okay, so now I got all my loops where I think I want them.
That's funny. You use that same ribbon in this bow.
I know. Now we start to fluff. Once you tighten down, you can move it just a little bit, but not a whole lot.
Jeanette has so much ribbon, we had to put shelving up
In the hallway.
in the hallway.
So a couple of you have seen the ribbon rack that's in here a few times when I've done grapevines. That was my old ribbon rack.
That's the baby.
That's the baby. Yeah. That's why I like to see it all. Basically, it's 1x8 boards. Now, that one we built like a box and then put trim on the front of it. That one we put L brackets, little shelf brackets, 1x8, and a piece of trim on the front. That's it. Sometimes I lose them off the end, but not very often.
6 feet long, 8 feet high.
Yep.
overflowing with ribbon, she still does not have enough room.
Nope. I have no Halloween, fall, or Christmas in the house. It's all in totes.
Well, you have some Christmas that can be used for other seasons.
Well, yeah.
Well, that fancy ribbon up there you didn't even use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially if you're confined by your spaces. I know. Oh, that goes over there. I'm like, what the heck? I like ribbon.
Ribbon is hard to store. Okay, it's hard to store so you can see what you have.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
I do color code most of it on my shelves. Oh wow, Jamie, that's a lot. I have quite a few too. But I try to keep all my 50-yard rolls together, and then I try to keep a lot of the common colors I use in here. Not all of them. The 50-yard rolls don't go in here because they don't fit on the shelves. I'll switch. Just running my hands along the ribbon or along the wire. Now my ribbon tails are all different lengths. I don't care. If you want them all the same length, just trim them up. But I have found I really don't mind it being different. This bow you will see in our project here soon. But that center ribbon there gives it a nice little hide for your zip tie or pipe cleaner, whatever you're using. So here's the two bows we made. So we did the 3-2-1 blast off. And then we did a 2-1-2 with 7 ribbons.
No funky bows?
They've seen me do funky bows. Thank you. So if you struggle, just keep trying. And remember, thank you, Jamie, put your value, keep track of how much ribbon you're using because you want to make sure that you're getting your money back. I used to always, I haven't been doing it lately, but I write on the roll where I got it from and how much it cost a yard. Because then I could figure out how much the bow actually cost me. Thank you. So practice, practice, practice.
And watch people that make bows during their lives or have videos on showing how they make their bows.
So the two people that I learned, well, the one I learned to make this bow from was Damon. And Scott from Design with Scott Waterman. He's very precise where his loops go. He makes a very, very pretty bow. I call mine a messy pretty bow. His loops are very, very precise. I could never do that. But lots of people do bow tutorials. Someday we'll have an overhead camera. Yeah, we all start with that ribbon. Oh, it looks nice on the roll, but really it's I gave some to my granddaughter. Thank you, Patty. All right, so practice, practice, practice. If you make bows, I want to see pictures. Thank you for coming tonight. I hope I have helped you, inspire you to make some bows. You don't have to do this. I just wanted to show you what it would look like. The funky bow is probably my go-to. You see it almost on 99% of my wreaths. Yeah, there you go.
I hope your neighbors aren't watching, Richard.
Your guys are quite welcome.
Oh, that's a whole different animal in itself right there,
It is,
Jamie.
Jamie. It is. We do both. It keeps us busy. We have 2 shops, 3 online stores. Aw, thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your week. I hope you stay warm because you never know where the cold's coming from. And I'll see you next week. Happy crafting.